This week's question of the week, steroid use. Is it a problem for high-level Brazilian Jiu Jitsu athletes? Do we have a rampant problem in our community? And that's this week's question of the week. So, good afternoon. I am Saad Al-Aziz, the owner and head instructor of Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu here in San Antonio, Texas. And I am here to tackle this week's question of the week. So, do I think, and that was basically the question of the week, that we have a rampant steroid problem in high-level athletics in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu? And the accusation or the insinuation is that, there's these athletes are very muscular, they're in incredible shape, and so there's people that believe that they're doing so illegally. So the short answer for me is, living in America, I believe in the concept that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And the IBJJF has done testing at the Worlds, and very few athletes have popped positive for steroids. So I don't believe the problem is as rampant as a lot of people like to speculate. I don't know if the ADCC, which is the Abu Dhabi Combat Classic, what their steroid testing policy is. But like I said, I believe people are innocent until proven guilty. And just because they have amazing physiques and look very muscular, it's quite possible, and I believe in their cases, that it's from hard work, because I have seen no evidence to suggest otherwise, to prove that any of these athletes are doing steroids. And there's an old saying, when I grew up as a kid, it was like, don't be upset with the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. If you want it, earn it. And I see a lot of times people throwing shade on high-level performers, insinuating that they did so by cheating. And that's not just in athletics, in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, but you see it in other areas of sports, whether it's MMA, football, baseball, swimming, cycling. The insinuation that you did so and you're so good because you cheated. Or, even in business, whether it's, I heard people make accusations of like big business founders that, he stole somebody else's idea, or they were successful because of family connections, or they was, not a good person, and so that's why they were so successful. And so, I think people attempt to make themselves feel better about their station in life by insinuating those who are tremendously successful are cheaters. It's like, I would be just as successful as the guy that ran Microsoft if he wasn't a cheater, or I would be the ADCC champion if the guy that won it wasn't a cheater. And it's like, I don't know that he was a cheater. People are just saying it, I think, to make themselves feel better. And what I would talk about and bring your attention to is the things that high-level athletes do that are different than guys like me. Like, for instance, in the prime, I'm 54 years old. In the prime of my life, I was in the U.S. Navy. I spent 33 years in the U.S. Navy. So that was my full-time job, was the United States Navy. And with what energy I had left over from my Navy training and my Navy job, I trained Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Whereas high-level athletes, these guys that you're seeing winning the world championships, winning the Abu Dhabi Combat Classic, their full-time job is training Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. They're not doing a regular 9-to-5 job. They're doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And when you look at their techniques are amazing. They're incredibly technical. They're not winning it just because they're super strong. They have outstanding jiu-jitsu. So my benefit of the doubt is if their jiu-jitsu is outstanding, and you can't cheat being good at jiu-jitsu, knowing jiu-jitsu, then they got their physical conditioning through hard work, just like they got their jiu-jitsu skills through hard work. And, what we don't realize about high-level athletes, because we compare ourselves to them, but it's not a good comparison, because one, high-level athletes, as I said, that's their full-time job. And they'll probably train, and they'll wake up in the morning, train hard, Then they might go to the gym and lift weights. And then maybe they take a nap. And then they wake up and then train hard again in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And then maybe they take another nap. And in the evening, come back and train for a third time. And a lot of the high-level Jiu Jitsu guys I know, competitors that, I've been friends with over the years, that's their training regimen. They're training hard 2-3 times a day. And not only training hard, but they have a full-time personal trainer who is working with them on their conditioning. And in addition to the full-time personal trainer that they also have a dietitian that's making sure their food is fueling their optimum performance. So they're not, eating a bunch of Skittles, or, they're not eating a bunch of fried food. They're not eating junk food. They're eating really high quality nutritional food that is fueling their performance, that's fueling their body. So they're not putting garbage in their body. So if jiu-jitsu is a part-time thing for you and you're not able to train like those elite competitors train, and you're eating garbage, you can't really compare where you're at to where they're at, because they're just training at a different level. And so it goes back to the hard work. And I said, if somebody comes along and they provide evidence that these guys were cheating, or these folks were cheating, okay, but what is evidence? Either they pop positive on a test, somebody saw them injecting, or they admitted to, cheating. Other than that, you're guilty until proven it. You're innocent until proven guilty. Unfortunately, in society, here we act like people are guilty until proven innocent. It's like, no, you're innocent until proven guilty. So that's my philosophy on high level athletes. Do I think they're cheating? No. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're training hard and they're making the personal sacrifices that I don't want to make. Like, I don't want to make the personal sacrifice of, elite nutrition, not eating food that's not always healthy. Like last night, I ate some pizza. That's not prime fuel for your body. But I'm willing to make that sacrifice because I'm not going to be the Abu Dhabi Combat Classic champion. And it's the same for other high-level athletes. Like they're making that sacrifice, and it's a sacrifice that most people won't make. So rather than cast shade on their amazing achievement by insinuating or accusing them of doing something illegal, I say celebrate them unless evidence, solid evidence, not, suspicion, solid evidence comes out, say, no, this person did so illegally, So that's the answer to this week's question of the week. To basically sum it up, is like, I believe these athletes did it the right way. And until I get evidence to show me otherwise, that's my answer to the question. All right. Thanks for the question. And if you got a question for next week, feel free to fire below. All right. Ciao.